Undeniably, the transitional seasons are the most stylish time of the year, where we bring together the very best of our wardrobe. This is the season where we can wear almost everything in our wardrobe. So we can do plenty of mixing and matching. We can bring together color combinations, layers, textures to create the very best outfits. Something I've noticed lately in fashion is a return to classics. So we want clothing pieces that will last year after year, that will be timeless, will never go out of style, will never feel like a waste of money. And because of this, you'll find that you already have a lot of the current autumn pieces in your wardrobe because everything is leaning quite classic. Whether you just want to restyle what you own, or whether you want to look for some pieces for your wardrobe, hopefully this video gives you some ideas. I'm wearing this yellow sweater from Fabrique. I'm working with them today to share with you their autumn collection. I've chosen a couple of pieces that are my favorite and I'll style them later on in today's video. If you want to master your autumn wardrobe and your outfits, the first thing I would focus on are heritage pieces. So in autumn, every single autumn, your waxed cotton jackets, your trench coats, your plaid blazers, your tweed, your fisherman sweaters, these all come back into style. And this is one of those seasons where I think the more lived in your clothes look, the better your style looks. It's not a season where everything new looks good. I mean, you could argue that never looks good, but it's especially in autumn that lived in clothes look so ridiculously beautiful. A lot of jackets and sweaters and flannel shirts and the things we associate with autumn soften with wear. So when you first buy them, they're kind of crisp and structured and they get softer and more beautiful with time. You could say this about a lot of high quality clothing and I think it's one of the trademarks of cozy autumn style. So if you want to master your autumn wardrobe, the first thing I would pay attention to is finding high quality pieces in materials that wear well over time. Not every sweater is going to look more beautiful next season, but if you get something in wool, it usually does. Wool comes in various different qualities. Most wools will peel, but you can remove that peeling and the sweater looks great again. With a nice quality coat that you dry clean at the end of the season, you give it a brush and it looks as good as new. Even with accessories, your boots just need a polish, your jewelry just needs a polish, and everything just comes back to life. I'm not gonna lie, I used to have no appreciation for this. I would just want the new clothes and, you know, what's currently in season. But I think over time, having gone through all the cycles of trends, I really appreciate when something is well made. It looks better with age, and I like the sentiment of being able to pull something out every season and to wear and enjoy it again. And you know what, for this tip, it's not even about going out today and just buying lots of high quality pieces. Look at your wardrobe first. There's probably items that already feel cozy and well loved, and it's just time to pull those out again and restyle, enjoy them, and make them fit with your current style. So to master your autumn wardrobe and your autumn style, think about the color combinations you like to wear. To break down autumn style, autumn is all about earth tones. We know this. We see those warmer beiges, camels, browns. We see the khakis, the olives, and there's red, there's burgundy. All of these come back into style every single season for autumn because it's literally the color of the season outside. So let me share with you some ways that I like to mix color and some combinations I'm in love with. On my mood board, I love pops of pastel with these earth tones. Earth tones can feel, you know, a little bit heavier. And with that, I love when there's a pastel. It feels like a very contemporary take on autumn dressing. And I love seeing these pairings. I really love wearing reds in autumn. Not groundbreaking, comes back every year, but pops of red is so beautiful with both brown, camel, and gray. So it just feels like a very versatile color this time of year. A color I love wearing is yellow. It's the happiest color, and I especially love this one with black. I saved this combination many years ago, and when I received this sweater, it has the black buttons, and it immediately reminded me how much I love yellow with navies and blacks and darker shades. This is a really nice kind of butter yellow cable knit sweater. This one is made from 100% merino wool. It's a pretty dense fabric, so it feels really high quality, and this is probably one of my favorite pieces from Fabrique's autumn collection. So I've worked with Fabrique for a long time, but if you don't know them, they collaborate with over 300 designers working together to create an exclusive capsule for Fabrique. I really love on this cardigan the 100% Australian merino, and there's just a lot of scalloping and intricacies throughout the knit. The way I've sewed this sweater are with these white wide leg jeans. In every collection, what I like is the attention to detail. You've got contrast stitching on the pants, you've got the subtle pleats, and little embroidered details on the jean. One of the standout pieces for me is this handbag. This was designed by Valeria Massey, who used to work at Bottega Veneta. This bag is named and designed after the Rialto Bridge, and I want to show you all the ways you can use and wear this bag. The bag is a mix of cotton canvas as well as Napa leather. I don't carry a ton of big bags, to be honest, but I love how spacious this one is. So, you know, on those days where I wanted to bring my camera, I wanted to bring my knitting, I wanted to pack more in my bag, this fits all your essentials and more, and it also fits a 15-inch laptop. We can't do an autumn style video without mentioning corduroy. Corduroy feels really nostalgic to me because it always reminds me of my mum's style, maybe in the early 2000s. I like that this jacket is a nice cropped silhouette. It works for layering because it's got enough room under the arms. This is 100% cotton corduroy. It's one of those pieces that is so cozy to wear, and I also feel like it softens up with time as well. A few more quick mentions. I think Fabrique does skirts really well. So whether you're looking for a denim skirt or a wrap skirt, all of these skirts just fit right. Not too long, they're not too voluminous, they're just super versatile with a range of knitwear and jackets that you might wear in this transitional season. If I had to choose one skirt, my favorite would be this design by Rebecca Bach. It's so hard to pick up on camera, but this shade is very unique. It's dark, so it functions like a black skirt, but there's just a little bit of color and a little bit of difference in the shade they've chosen to use. If any of these pieces caught your eye, I will have everything linked down below, and on the website you'll be able to learn a little bit more about the designers, I guess the inspiration behind each of the pieces, and I do have a discount code if there is anything you are looking to purchase. I'll have it on screen and in the description box down below. To master your autumn wardrobe and your autumn style, something I like to focus on are unique versions of classic pieces. When I try to rush my wardrobe and basically try to build it in a season, the mistake I would make is that often I would buy classic pieces that are too simple and they don't have the right intricate details. So on my mood board, sometimes I'll see a sweater with like a ribbing, or I'll see a blazer with like little buttons, and this is why I love those pieces. But if I'm in a rush to build my wardrobe, those are things that I will miss and I'll skip on when I buy something from the shops. So always figure out kind of what details you like, what details you're looking for, and then buy these unique versions of classic pieces. It doesn't mean that it has to be really intricate, it just has to be the things you like in an item of clothing. And that can be as simple as a little bit of ribbing along the neckline, or that can be as bold as color, design, texture. This white knit with the kind of little detailing in the yarn, I think looks really beautiful, and it doesn't take away from this item being a classic. When I am looking to purchase an item for my wardrobe, I'm always asking myself, is this item aligned with the vision board I've created, and is this item gonna help me achieve those looks? If not, then I'll put it back. I think oftentimes we have a tendency, or I have a tendency, to buy things that are a little bit more simple than what's on my vision board because it's easier to find those items. But if I wait it out a bit more, I will come across that perfect piece. So building the dream wardrobe, honestly, is sometimes just about waiting for that item to come along. On my mood board for autumn, something I find very beautiful is little dainty accents alongside oversized, boxier, structured pieces. This is a season where everything has a tendency to lean boxy or heavier. You know, we're starting to get into cozy knitwear, chunkier knitwear, structured wool jackets, blazers, cotton pants. Everything can lean boxy and heavier. So something I love on my mood board are dainty accents. So that little pearl bracelet, those little patterns, little gingham, plaid, check prints, dainty jewelry and chains. These are all great ways to create contrast in an outfit. I think it's not as interesting to have everything be dainty or everything be oversized. It's interesting when they are used together to bring out each other and to play with more silhouettes within one outfit. Something I love on my vision board are those little stripes on the pants with that larger Fair Isle sweater. I say larger not because it's more oversized, but also the pattern is larger. I think it's bolder. So by combining that, I think it's mixing that daintiness with the boldness really nicely. On myself, excess fabric can often make me look like I'm drowning in my clothes. So if clothes are long and clothes are wide, I look like I'm drowning in fabric. And I think a way to go around that for me has always been adding in dainty accessories to offset and to balance anything more dramatic. If an outfit starts to feel kind of all dramatic, all structured, or heavy, I also like to use light colors, white, cream in an outfit because that instantly lightens it and I think creates more airiness against the heavier colors and materials. This is all about silhouette. It's an essential part of putting together a good outfit, and I love exploring this in autumn dressing. All the good outfits I save use this tip in one way or another. Oftentimes clothing can be fully oversized and is completely in the accessories that we're playing with an alternative silhouette. There are so many ways to experiment with this one, especially in the transitional season. Something to do to create your very best outfits is to know the styling hacks that always work. If you ever ask any fashionable person what is their autumn essential, it's always kind of like good t-shirts for layering, good flannel shirts, good basics. That's always the answer. But the thing is, in the past, I would have good basics, but not necessarily feel very stylish. And it's because I was wearing the clothes as is. In these outfits I would consider styled, they are not wearing these basics alone. There is a lot of styling, there's layering. You usually just see the collar of a shirt or like the neckline of a t-shirt, and there is so much more to the outfit. I would put on a shirt and that was it, so I wouldn't feel very stylish. So of course you can always wear t-shirts, shirts as is. You can accessorize it and it will look very good, but they're also just great for layering as foundation pieces that kind of disappear into the background for your other clothing to shine. So collars to pop out, necklines to show through. These are some of the, I think, foundation styling things that you can always use to create better outfits. I never know how to wear sweaters like this with that collar and the V-neck, so I guess a button-up shirt would be the answer. This sweater looks like the Gaspard knit. When I owned it, I always struggled to wear it because I found the neckline really annoying. So t-shirt underneath, there's your answer. Necklace to kind of add some layering, jacket on top. There is so much going on. They're not just wearing their clothes as is. I also want to say it doesn't have to be overly complicated, you know? White t-shirt inside a sweater. Simple white button down inside a knit. Sometimes a little styling will make an outfit that much better. Something you can do to master your style is to only buy clothing that you can wear for your climate. I had an epiphany a few years back where I opened my wardrobe. I had so many beautiful clothes, so many unique pieces, but it was a hot day and I had nothing to wear. I live in Sydney, Australia. The climate is mild. So my autumn style is not going to be as cozy as what we think of traditionally for autumn. And you can adapt this in either direction. Maybe you live in Canada and it just gets cold too quickly. Maybe you live in a tropical country where you don't even wear coats or thick jackets. You need to build your wardrobe with this in mind. Otherwise, you'll be like me and you open up a wardrobe and there's tons of pieces, but there was like nothing I could wear that day. And then different elements of lifestyle is also huge. We hear this talked about all the time, but like, I think it's always helpful to talk about the nuances. I used to commute all the time. So I'll be out at night, out in the morning, and I needed those heavier coats. I don't really commute as much anymore now. So again, everything needs to be a bit lighter. When I get that plaid shirt, I'm gonna opt for a lighter flannel. When I get that winter coat, it's gonna be a lighter coat. When I get those chunky knitwear pieces, I'm not gonna go for them in alpacas and mohairs. I'm gonna go for something a little bit airier or something in like a cotton merino blend. Every piece needs to be a little lighter for it to make sense in my wardrobe. I think this is a planning thing where if we don't plan our wardrobe and we just let ourselves be drawn to everything we find beautiful, sometimes what happens is that we do end up with pieces that are lovely, but maybe not 100% suited to the climate we live in. Whereas when we kind of plan things out, when we think about these items for a bit longer, then we can better judge whether we will get the chance to wear it and to wear it enough. The Acne Studio scarf is always popular this time of year. And I like the way it looks, but I know for myself, never gonna wear it, not right for the climate. So something I'm doing is like knitting myself a mini version of it. It truly looks like nothing, but just like a mini scarf where I can bring in some color, bring in some texture, and it's not gonna be too warm. The final and maybe most important thing for this video is to master your signatures for your transitional style. Signatures for me go into two categories. One is your styling signatures. So things that you are always styling and pairing together. For me, it's kind of like stripes and florals. I love this one so much, and it's something I've been repeating a lot. I love like a stripe with another pattern. I love different plaids. There are certain things that just reoccur all the time in my style and in my styling, because I'm always pairing these into my outfits. It's one of those things where I'm really inspired by people who have certain style things they clearly like and they repeat them all the time. I see a lot in my life where some people I know wear so much black and white and they wear it together and it looks incredible. I know people who wear a lot of certain kinds of pieces and they have like a signature look. I really am inspired by that because it just shows you what they like and they stick to it. And then on the other side of signature style, I think of specific pieces, a signature scent, a signature lip shade, a signature piece of jewelry or watch or ring. I always love to see kind of pieces that clearly mean something to someone where they wear it all the time. It could just be that they really like the design. It could be that it was passed on to them. But I love that repetition in someone's style. As someone who's worn a lot of things, tried a lot of styles, tested a lot of beauty products in the past, I just find it really inspiring when someone has like one hand cream and they only use that hand cream, and they have one lip balm and they only use that lip balm. And everything is very curated, everything is very intentional. They don't have every single popular product on their shelves. I really like and admire that. I think it shows a certainty in your taste and just like not wasteful as well. That is something I'm constantly aspiring towards. More intention, the right pieces, the right things, rather than having tons of range. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know what you are most excited to wear to style for autumn. Once again, I'll have all the pieces I showed from Fabrique linked down below. They also have a loyalty program, so you earn points on every purchase, and there are bonus points days and exclusive member perks. It's free to join, and I'll have it linked down below. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you next one. Bye.